The giant ship appeared on a clear Tuesday morning. It hung over Seoul like a metal cloud, blocking the sun. People stopped in the streets to look up. Cars crashed. Phones rang. The world changed in that one moment. Tae watched it all from the rooftop of his small apartment building. Unlike the others who ran or screamed, he stood still. His eyes narrowed as he studied the ship. It was not what he expected aliens to look like. The ship had clean lines and blue lights. It did not seem to want to destroy Earth, at least not yet. Tae was 30 years old but looked younger. He had spent 10 years in Korea's special forces before leaving to study the old ways, the ways of shadow and silence, the art of the ninja. Many had laughed at him for turning to ancient fighting styles in a modern world. But Tae knew something they did not. The old ways had power that new ways had forgotten. 3 days passed before the aliens spoke. They called themselves the Galactic Confederation. They ruled thousands of worlds across the stars. Their message played on every screen on Earth at the same time. "People of Earth," said a tall, blue-skinned alien with 4 eyes. "I am Commander Doro of the Galactic Confederation. We come to offer you a place among the stars, but first, you must prove your worth." The alien explained the rules. Each new world that wanted to join had to show their fighting skills. The Confederation needed strong soldiers. Earth must send its best fighters to compete in the galactic combat trials. "If you win, you join us as equals," said Commander Doro. "If you lose but fight well, you join as a protected world. If you fail completely, you will serve the Confederation in other ways." The world's leaders met in a hurry. They picked their best fighters from every country. Strong men and women who had won in sports and war. People with muscles and medals. They gathered in the new dome building that the aliens helped build in Busan. It would be the training center for Earth's team. Tae watched the news about all this from his small home. He drank tea and thought deeply. The aliens were making a mistake about humans, and humans were making a mistake about the aliens. Both sides only saw strength as big muscles and hard hits. They missed the true power of Earth's fighting ways. After a week of watching, Tae packed a small bag. He took only what he needed: his black clothes, some small tools, and his family's ancient scrolls about ninja ways. Then he traveled to Busan. The training center was heavily guarded. Soldiers from many countries stood at the gates. News people waited outside to get stories. Tae did not try to go through the front door. Instead, he found a quiet spot behind the building where the shadows were deep. He waited until night fell. Getting inside was easy for a man trained to move like a ghost. Tae slipped past the guards, climbed a wall that was supposed to be too smooth to climb, and entered through an air vent that was supposed to be too small for a person. Within minutes, he stood in the main training room where Earth's champions practiced. The room was huge and filled with strange equipment the aliens had brought. Earth's fighters were trying to use machines built for beings much stronger than humans. Many were failing. Some were getting hurt. Tae watched from the shadows as Commander Doro walked among the human fighters with another alien. This one was smaller, with green skin that seemed to shine like metal. Her name was Nori, Doro's helper. "These humans are weak," said Doro, not caring if the people heard him. "Look at their small arms, their soft skin. Even the biggest human is small compared to a young Krell." Nori nodded. "They have spirit, but spirit does not stop a plasma blade or a gravity hammer. I fear they will not last even one round in the arena." A woman in a white coat saw Tae before anyone else did. She walked quickly to where he stood in the shadows. "Who are you? How did you get in here?" she asked in a quiet but firm voice. "My name is Tae," he said simply. "And you are making a mistake." The woman frowned. "I'm Dr. Hana, the lead scientist for Earth's team. What mistake?" "You're trying to fight like them," Tae pointed to the aliens. "But we are not them. Our strength is not in our size." Dr. Hana looked at him for a long moment. She had dark circles under her eyes and worry lines on her face. She had not slept well since the aliens came. "Follow me," she said at last. "But if this is a waste of time, you will be arrested." She led Tay to a small room where 5 people sat around a table. They were the selection committee, the ones who chose Earth's fighters. They looked tired and unhappy. "This man got past all our security," Dr. Hana told them. "He says we're making a mistake." The older man at the head of the table frowned. "We don't have time for games. The trials begin in 2 weeks. "Watch," said Tay. Without warning, he moved. His body seemed to flow like water. He jumped, flipped, and twisted in ways that didn't look possible. He ran 3 steps up a wall and flipped backward. He moved so fast that some of the people at the table couldn't follow him with their eyes. Then he stopped, standing calmly before them again. "Impressive gymnastics," said the older man. "But the aliens are 3 times stronger than us. They can lift cars with 1 hand. Tay nodded. "Yes, and that is their weakness." He picked up a pen from the table and held it out. "Try to take this from me. Use all your strength." The biggest man at the table stood up. He was a general with arms like tree trunks. He grabbed for the pen, but at the last second, Tay moved slightly. The general's own force pulled him forward. Tay barely seemed to move, but suddenly the general was on the floor and Tay still held the pen. "That is the way of the ninja," said Tay. "We do not fight strength with strength. We use the enemy's power against them." The committee members looked at each other. "The aliens expect us to send big, strong fighters," Tay continued. "They expect us to try to match their strength. They do not expect shadow warriors who turn weakness into strength." Dr. Hana spoke up. "Commander Doro said the trials have different parts, not just direct fighting, but also stealth missions and tactical tests." The older man rubbed his chin. "You got past our security. No one even saw you until you wanted to. Be seen." "Let me show what I can do against the aliens' combat machines," said Tay. "Then decide." They agreed. Tay was given 1 hour with the alien training equipment. The committee watched as he faced machines built for creatures twice his size. He did not try to match their power. Instead, he moved between their attacks, finding weak points, using leverage and timing instead of force. At the end of the hour, he had completed tests that none of Earth's other champions had managed. Commander. Doro and Nori watched the last part of Ty's demonstration. The blue alien's 4 eyes blinked in surprise. "This small human moves differently," Doro said. Nori nodded. "He does not fight like the others." "It won't matter," said Doro. "Clever tricks cannot stand against true warriors of the Confederation." But for the first time, there was a hint of doubt in his voice. The committee voted. Tay would join Earth's team for the Galactic combat trials. The fate of humanity would rest partly on the skills of a ninja, a shadow warrior from Earth's past who might be the key to its future. The training center buzzed with talk about the strange new fighter. Earth's champions were divided about Ty. Some thought he was a joke. Others saw something special in him. Tay did not care what they thought. Each morning, he woke before the sun. He stretched his body in ways that seemed impossible. He practiced moving without sound, his feet barely touching the ground. While others lifted heavy weights to get stronger, Tay worked on balance and speed. One morning, a tall woman approached him. She wore the uniform of Earth's team, blue, with the planet's image on the shoulder. "I'm Sui," she said. "Olympic gold. Medal in Taekwondo." Tay nodded but kept practicing. "You're different," Sui said. "Everyone else is trying to get bigger and stronger to match the aliens, but you're doing something else." "Yes," said Tay simply. "Will you teach me?" Sui asked. Tay stopped and looked at her. He saw honest eyes and a strong spirit. "The ninja way takes years to learn," he said. "We have 2 weeks," Sui replied with a small smile. Tay thought for a moment. I cannot teach you everything, but I can show you how to use an enemy's strength against them." From that day, Sui joined Tai's morning practice. Another fighter named Jin also came. He was shorter than Tai, but had quick eyes and a smart mind. He had been a tactical officer in the military before joining Earth's team. Together, the three trained in ways that confused the other Earth fighters. They practiced falling. They learned to move with the least amount of energy. They studied how to find weak points in any attack. Commander Doro watched them sometimes. The blue alien did not understand what they were doing. "These small humans play children's games while the others prepare for real fighting," Doro said to Nori one day. "Perhaps," said Nori. "But notice how they move. There is purpose in every step." Doro snorted. "It will not help them against a Krell warrior or an Iori. Fluid fighter." The other aliens also watched Earth's team with doubt. Alien champions from many worlds had come to Earth for the trials. There were the massive Krell, with their 4 arms and thick gray skin, the strange Iori, whose bodies looked like moving water, the 5 Pren who shared one mind but fought as separate bodies. All were bigger, stronger, or stranger than humans. 1 week before the trials would start, Doro called Earth's team to the main arena. It was a huge space with different kinds of ground, some rocky, some with trees, some like city streets. "Today, you will practice against training robots," Doro announced. "These are set to half the strength of our weakest fighters. Let us see how you do." The robots looked like metal people, but tall as 2 men and with arms like tree trunks. They moved faster than something so big should move. Earth's fighters went one by one into the arena. The strongest human, a giant man from Northern Europe, lasted 2 minutes before a robot threw him across the room. Others did worse. Some barely lasted seconds. "This is sad," Doro said, not caring who heard. "If these are Earth's best, then your world will serve the Confederation as workers, not warriors." Then it was Tai's turn. He walked into the arena wearing his simple black clothes. No armor, no weapons. The robot charged at him, metal feet shaking the ground. But when it reached Tai, he wasn't there. He had moved. Not far, just enough. The robot's arms swung through empty air. Tai was behind it now. He touched its back lightly, then moved again. The robot turned faster this time. It attacked with both arms. Tai didn't try to block the powerful arms. Instead, he moved like water, always just beyond reach. The robot's attacks got faster, wilder. Each miss made it use more power for the next attack. 5 minutes passed. The robot had not touched Tai once. Its movements were getting jerky now, using too much energy. That's when Tai changed. He stopped avoiding and started attacking. But not with strength. He used the robot's own force against it. When it punched, he guided its arm past him and helped it keep going until the robot was off balance. When it tried to grab him, he moved so it grabbed its own other arm. 10 minutes after it started, the robot lay on the ground. It tried to get up, but its arms and legs were tangled together. Tai stood calmly nearby, breathing normally. The room was completely silent. Even Doro had no words. Then Sui stepped into the arena for her turn. She wasn't as smooth as Tai, but she used similar moves. She lasted 8 minutes before the robot caught her. Jin went next and used quick thinking and clever moves to trick the robot for over 6 minutes. Doro's 4 eyes blinked rapidly as he watched. "What is this fighting style?" he finally asked Dr. Hana. "It's called ninjutsu," Dr. Hana explained. "It's very old, from a time when some humans had to fight enemies, who were much stronger. They learned to use brains instead of just muscle." "It's not honorable combat," Doro complained. "It's smart combat," Dr. Hana said. "Humans have had to be smart to survive on Earth. We aren't the strongest animals on our own planet. We had to learn different ways to win." Later that night, Earth's selection committee met. They had a problem. The team could only have 20 fighters for the final trials. They had 30 now and needed to cut 10. "The ninja and his students must go," said one general. "This is about showing our strength, not doing tricks." His tricks worked better than anyone's strength, Dr. Hana argued. Tay lasted longer against the robot than any three other fighters combined. The debate went on for hours. In the end, they decided to test all fighters one more time. They would keep the 20 who did best against the alien training machines. The next day, the final test began. Fighters went one by one against robots, hologram enemies, and obstacle courses. The tests were harder than before. Many strong fighters failed quickly. When it was over, the results were clear. Tay had the highest score. Sui and Jin were in the top 10. Many of the big, strong fighters that the generals preferred did not make the cut. That night, the final list was posted. Earth's team would have 20 fighters for the Galactic combat trials. Tay, Sui, and Jin were on the list. Commander Doro was not happy. "You've chosen wrong," he told Dr. Hana. "Your world would be better served by strength and power." "We've chosen our best," she replied. Doro made a sound like rocks falling. It might have been a laugh. "We will see. The real trials begin tomorrow. The training is over. Now comes true combat against the galaxy's best warriors. Your ninja tricks won't work against experienced fighters who can think and adapt." "Maybe," said Dr. Hana. "Or maybe the galaxy's best warriors have never faced anyone who fights like we do." As the sun set on Earth's last day of training, Tay sat quietly with Sui and Jin. "Tomorrow we face real alien fighters," Sui said. Her voice was steady, but her hands shook slightly. "They will be stronger than the robots," Jin added. "And smarter." Tay nodded. "Yes, but they will expect us to fight like them, with force against force. That is our advantage. They don't understand our way yet." He looked up at the stars, now partly hidden by the massive alien ships. "Tomorrow," Tay said, "the galaxy learns that humanity's greatest strength is not in our muscles. It is in how we turn weakness into strength." The day of the trials arrived. Earth's team stood in a large room beneath the arena. They wore the blue uniforms with Earth's image on the shoulder. Only Tai wore black instead. No one had tried to make him change. Dr. Hana walked among them, giving last advice. "Remember, these trials have 4 parts," she said. "First, weapons combat. Second, hand-to-hand fighting. Third, tactical challenges. Last, the arena battle with all remaining fighters. You must do well in the first 3 parts to reach the final arena." Sui looked at the alien fighters around them. There were hundreds from many worlds. Most were much bigger than humans. Some had extra arms or strange body shapes. Others glowed or changed colors as they moved. "We are so small," Sui whispered to Tay. "Small is not always bad," Tay replied. "The snake is smaller than the elephant, but the elephant fears the snake." A loud sound filled the room. The trials were beginning. Everyone moved toward the weapons area. In the weapons trial, each fighter could choose any weapon they knew how to use. Most Earth fighters picked things like swords or staffs. They had trained hard, but when they faced alien fighters with plasma weapons and gravity hammers, they lost quickly. Soon, half of Earth's team was out of the competition. None had made it past the first round. Then it was Tay's turn. He chose a simple wooden staff. The alien crowd laughed. His opponent was a Krell warrior named Mog. The Krell had gray skin like rock and 4 powerful arms. Each arm held a different weapon: an energy sword, a shock mace, a gravity hammer, and a throwing blade. "This will be quick," said Commander Doro, watching from a special area. Nori wasn't so sure. "The human moves differently than the others," she said. "Watch closely." The fight began. Mog charged forward, swinging all 4 weapons at once. It seemed impossible to defend against so many attacks, but Tay wasn't where Mog thought he would be. He moved like a shadow, always just out of reach. When Mog swung the gravity hammer, Tay wasn't there to be hit. When Mog slashed with the energy sword, it cut only air. The Krell became angry. His attacks got wilder and stronger. He used more energy with each swing. Tay remained calm. He didn't try to block the powerful weapons. Instead, he let them pass by, sometimes guiding them with his staff to make Mog lose balance. 5 minutes passed. Mog was breathing hard now. His movements were slower. That's when Tay changed from defense to attack. He moved in close and used his staff in new ways. He didn't hit hard. He didn't need to. He found spots where Mog's body bent, where joints connected, where balance was weakest. Small taps with the end of the staff made Mog's arms jerk or his legs wobble. Soon, Mog could barely stand. His own weight was too much for his tired muscles and confused balance. With one final move, Tay swept the Krell's feet out from under him. Mog crashed to the ground, all 4 arms spread wide. He couldn't get up. Tay had won without landing a single hard hit. The alien crowd was silent. They had never seen fighting like this. "What happened?" asked Commander Doro. "The human barely touched Mog." "He used Mog's strength against him," said Nori. "He made Mog tired, then attacked his balance points. Sui won her weapons match too, using what Tay had taught her. Jin lost his match but fought well enough to stay in the competition for the next round." In the hand-to-hand combat round, Tay faced an Aori fighter. The Aori looked like a human made of water. It could change shape, making arms into blades or hammers. Again, the aliens expected a quick fight. Again, they were surprised. Tay studied the Aori's movements. He noticed that even though it could change shape, it still needed to keep its center solid. That was its weakness. The Aori attacked with arms that became like swords. Tay moved between, the attacks getting closer each time. When he was near enough, he struck. Not hard, but in exactly the right spot. His fingers touched the center of the Aori's chest with a light tap. The Aori's whole body wavered. It tried to change shape, but its center was disrupted. Before it could recover, Tay struck again and again. Each touch was gentle but in exactly the right spot. The Aori fell to the ground, its body unable to hold a fighting shape. "Impossible," said an alien judge. "No," said Dr. Hana, who stood nearby. "Just a different kind of fighting. The ninja way." By the end of the hand-to-hand round, only Tay, Sui, and 3 other Earth fighters remained in the competition. They had lasted longer than anyone expected. Next came the tactical challenges. These were tests of mind as much as body. Fighters had to complete tasks like crossing dangerous ground, finding hidden objects, or solving problems while under attack. This was where Jin showed his worth. His quick thinking and tactical mind helped him complete challenges that stumped many stronger aliens. Tay and Sui also did well, using stealth and careful movement to avoid dangers that others tried to force their way through. When the tactical round ended, something amazing had happened. 3 humans remained in the competition: Tay, Sui, and Jin. No one had expected even 1 human to make it this far. Commander Doro was not happy. He spoke to Nori as they watched the scores being posted. "These humans are breaking the rules," he said. "No," Nori replied. "They are playing a different game, one we did not expect." "It won't matter in the final arena," Doro said. "There, all remaining fighters will battle at once. 50 champions in one place. The humans will be crushed." The day ended with a feast for all remaining fighters. 50 champions from across the galaxy ate together before the final battle. Tomorrow they would fight until only 1 remained. Tay sat with Sui and Jin at a small table. Alien fighters walked past them, some curious, some dismissive. "We've made it farther than anyone thought we would," Sui said. "Even if we lose tomorrow, Earth has proven itself." Jin nodded. But we can do more than just prove ourselves. I think we can win." "How?" asked Sui. "The final arena will have 50 fighters all at once. Many are still stronger than us." Tay sipped his water calmly. "We will not fight like they expect. In the arena, there are many places to hide, many ways to move. We will not meet strength with strength." A shadow fell across their table. They looked up to see Commander Doro standing over them. "Enjoy your last meal as competitors," he said. "Tomorrow in the arena, there will be nowhere to hide. Your tricks will fail when faced with true warriors from across the galaxy." Tay met Doro's, 4 eyes with a steady gaze. "Perhaps. Or perhaps you will learn that humanity's greatest strength is not what you think it is." Doro made that sound like falling rocks again, his version of laughter. "We shall see, small human. We shall see." As Doro walked away, Tay turned back to his friends. "Tomorrow, we show the galaxy what humans can really do." That night, as the other fighters slept or celebrated, Tay sat alone in quiet meditation. He knew the final arena would be the hardest test. 50 champions fighting at once would create chaos. But in chaos, there was opportunity. The ninja way was perfect for such a battle. Not fighting directly, but moving in shadows. Not meeting power with power, but using the environment and the enemy's own strength. Tomorrow would test everything. He had learned in his years of training. Tay opened his eyes and looked up at the stars. Tomorrow, the fate of Earth would be decided, and he was ready. The final day of the trials arrived. Thousands of aliens filled the seats around the huge arena. On viewing screens across Earth, billions of humans watched. Today would decide their planet's future. The arena was massive. It had many different areas: thick forests, open fields, small hills, and fake city buildings. There were places to hide and places to fight. The 50 remaining champions gathered at the starting area. Tay, Sui, and Jin stood together, looking small next to the alien fighters. Commander Doro himself stood among the champions. As the Confederation's greatest warrior, he had the right to join the final battle. "Remember the plan," Tay said quietly to his friends. "We don't fight directly unless we have no choice. We use the arena to our advantage." Sui and Jin nodded. They had talked about this all night. They knew what to do. A loud horn sounded. The final battle had begun. Most fighters ran toward the center of the arena, eager to fight. Tay and his friends did the opposite. They slipped away into the forest area, moving quietly between trees. "The humans are running away," laughed one alien in the crowd. Many others joined in the laughter. Dr. Hana, watching from a special area, smiled slightly. "No," she said to herself. "They are being smart." In the forest, Tay found a tall tree and climbed it quickly. From this high spot, he could see much of the arena. In the center, a big battle was happening. Many fighters were already defeated. The strong were winning, as expected. Tay climbed down and found Sui and Jin waiting. "We wait," he said. "Let them fight each other. Let them get tired." For 2 hours, they moved through the arena like shadows. They watched battles from hiding spots. They studied how each alien fighter moved, where their weak points were. Sometimes they found water or food hidden in the arena and took small amounts. By midday, only 30 fighters remained. Many had been defeated in the big battles. The arena was quieter now. Fighters moved more carefully, hunting each other. That's when Tay's team began their real work. Jin set traps in the city area. Simple things: tripwires, noisy cans that would fall, small holes covered with leaves. Nothing that would hurt badly, but enough to distract or slow down other fighters. Sui found good hiding spots near paths that fighters had to use, places where she could strike quickly and disappear again. Tay moved like a ghost through all areas of the arena. He watched for Tired fighters who had won battles but were now weak. A Krell warrior walked through the city area, looking for enemies. He had already won 3 fights. His gray skin was scratched, and one of his 4 arms hung limp, but he was still dangerous. He didn't see the tripwire Jin had set. His foot caught it, and he stumbled forward with a crash. Before he could stand properly, Tay was there. With quick, light touches to key points on the Krell's body, Tay disrupted his balance. The Krell tried to grab Tay with his good arms, but he was too slow. A final push sent him falling into one of Jin's hidden holes. He was stuck, unable to continue fighting. Across the arena, Sui waited until a lizard-like alien fighter passed, her hiding spot. The alien had just finished a fight and was breathing hard. Sui leaped out, used a move Tay had taught her, and the alien was on the ground before it knew what happened. One by one, tired fighters fell to Tay, Sui, and Jin's quick attacks. The humans never stayed to fight long battles. They struck fast, then disappeared. "What's happening?" asked Commander Doro, watching from a high spot. He had won several fights himself and was resting before finding new enemies. The humans are defeating fighters who should crush them easily. Nori, who had been watching all screens, replied through his communication device. They waited until the others were tired from fighting. Smart strategy. "It's not honorable," Doro growled. "It's working," said Nori. By late afternoon, only 10 fighters remained in the arena. 3 of them were Tai, Sui, and Jin, all humans still in the fight. The alien crowd was silent now. No one was laughing at Earth anymore. As the sun began to set, Jin was caught by 2 alien fighters who had formed a team. Though he fought well using all Tai had taught him, he was finally defeated. Sui lasted longer, hiding in the city area. But as darkness fell, a Pren fighter found her. The Pren were 5 separate bodies with one mind, making them hard to fight alone. Sui managed to disable 2 of the Pren bodies before the others overwhelmed her. Now only 5 fighters remained. Tay, Commander Doro, and 3 alien champions who had teamed up against the others. The 3 alien champions found Tay first. They had seen how he fought and decided to attack him together. They thought he couldn't use his ninja skills against 3 enemies at once. They were wrong. Tay led them into the forest area. Here, trees blocked clear movement. Darkness made it hard to see. This was perfect for ninja fighting, the aliens called to each other, trying to surround Tay. But their voices gave away their positions. Tay moved silently between trees, behind one alien, then another. Quick strikes to pressure points, then gone before they could react. One alien felt a tap on his back, then his legs went numb. Another felt something brush his neck, then couldn't move his arms properly. The third alien saw a shadow turn to attack and hit only air. Within minutes, all 3 aliens were on the ground. They weren't badly hurt, but they couldn't fight anymore. Tay had disabled them without a single hard blow. Now only Tay and Commander Doro remained. They met in the open field area as the moon rose over the arena. Screens around the galaxy showed the final battle. The small human in black facing the tall, 4-eyed alien commander. "You have done well, human," said Doro. "But now you face me directly. No more shadows. No more tricks." Tay bowed slightly. "No tricks," he agreed. "Just the true way of the ninja." Doro tossed aside his energy. "Weapons. Show me this human fighting style that has defeated our best." They circled each other slowly. Doro was twice Tay's size, with muscles like steel cables. He attacked first, moving surprisingly fast for his size. His fist shot out like a rocket. Tay didn't try to block the powerful punch. That would be suicide. Instead, he moved slightly, letting the fist pass by. At the same time, his hand guided Doro's arm, pushing it just a little to the side so the big alien's own force pulled him off balance. Doro stumbled forward, surprised. He turned and attacked again, and again, Tay used the alien's own strength against him. This was the heart of ninja fighting, not meeting force with force, but turning the enemy's power back on itself. Every time Doro attacked, Tay redirected the energy. When Doro defended, Tay found the small gaps in his guard. The battle went on for 20 minutes. Doro grew frustrated, then angry. His attacks became wilder, and each time Tay remained calm, moving like water around stone. Finally, Doro stood breathing hard, his 4 eyes blinking in confusion. "I don't understand," he said. "You haven't hit me hard even once, yet I can barely stand." "That is the ninja way," said Tay. "We don't need great strength when we can use the opponent's strength." Doro nodded slowly. Then he did something no one expected. He knelt down on one knee, the sign of surrender in Confederation combat. "I yield," he said clearly. "The human has won." The arena was completely silent. Then a cheer rose from the Earth viewers. Their champion had won. A ninja had defeated the galaxy's greatest warriors. In the days that followed, Earth was not only accepted into the Confederation, but given special status. Humans would teach their fighting ways to elite Confederation forces. Your people turned weakness into strength, Doro told Tay at the final ceremony. You developed a fighting style perfect for facing stronger opponents because you had to survive that way. This is exactly what the Confederation needs. Tay returned to his mountain home, but not alone. Warriors from across the galaxy came to learn the ninja way. Earth's ancient shadow warriors had proven to be the most advanced fighters in the universe, not because they were the strongest, but because they understood that true strength lies in harmony, balance, and using the opponent's own power. The galaxy had sought warriors and found something better, teachers. And Earth had found its place among the stars.